Do you want to win more games? Do you not care how you do it? Perfect. Just use the Odin. It's just like a Vandal if it was nothing like the Vandal and headshots didn't even matter. Just buy one. Close your eyes and shoot. The kills will just come rolling in. Oh yeah, and playing a scan agent like Sova and Cypher are great combos, which is why I'll be playing them. Just watch. I don't have to do anything. I don't see one person, the drone does all of the work. Kind of like when your teacher assigns a group project and you do all the work while your partners just sit there. Fuck you. The most important concept of this gun is to never stop spraying. Chances are you'll probably pick up a kill or at least deal some damage, which is very important for your fights that'll come later on. The main drawback to this gun is the time it takes to wind up, which doesn't really matter if you start shooting first. You wind up just absolutely shredding any enemies that happen to cross paths with you, or cross stairs in this case. Now for anyone who willingly swings you when they know you're holding with an Odin, that's honestly just on them and they should reconsider how they play this game and the fights that they take. Now this guy, he's a bigger idiot than anyone who was involved in any of the writing processes in Marvel after Endgame came out. Except a few of them, of course. Fantastic Four, it was fantastic. You willingly swung into my Odin and expect to win? Hilarious. Now all that's left to do is to continue to rampage through sight with little to nothing in my way to stop me. These people are nothing to me. Just watch as I shred through everyone and everything, including this wall and the person that's trying to hide behind it, but has no chance of escaping. Even the enemies are in awe at how talented I am with this gun. They're so intrigued by this unnatural playstyle that they ask me, what kind of videos do I make? And my answer is it's basically a guide where I don't actually teach anything. And while I do think that I may teach a few things, most of it is mostly bullshit. And then he asked me what it's rated. And would you guys agree with this? Because I think it's fairly rated in the way that I put it. Don't even get me started on defense. It's basically just a Fortnite mounted turret. Just sit still and let the kills come to you. People often think that jiggling a corner is a great counter, but that's where you're wrong. Getting hit slows you down, and the Odin shoots approximately 800 bullets per second as stated on riotgames.gov. It's also great through smokes. Shoot enough bullets, and one surely has to hit and kill someone. It's better than using a Vandal where you actually need skill. You might be a little confused here and see that I'm using a Stinger, but it's only a means to an end. That end being an Odin, of course, which Jet donates to me. There's only 30 bullets left, but that's plenty for these two enemies. We take 3 eons to reload our gun and prepare for battle. We know Brim has ult, so we have to speed up a little bit. We move in to take on the round, and what the fuck? Why is he ulting that early? I guess well played. Our enemies are catching on as they start to pick up an Odin. Unfortunately, he has to reload, so he's already dead. This gun is perfect for man-on situations, since it eliminates enemies quicker than you or your enemies even realize what's going on. Now, I'm definitely not one to complain about when enemies throw rounds your way, but this round, kind of insane. As I was saying before, this gun is great for man-down situations, especially when enemy teams throw like this. With my ult out, they decide to run at me with their knife. Unfortunately, I could just quick cancel, spray him down, and all of a sudden, after another enemy swings me, it's a 1v1. And now we know what we must do, and that is win, of course. We get some info on the last guy after we drone through CT. We know he's running that way. There's only one thing left to do on this HP, and that is stick the bomb to half. We have balls of steel, and it actually works in our favor. You can see it's 12-9, so this is do or die. We tap the bomb, and all we have to do is wait for him to swing, and look at that. Low HP, round secured. Giving any sort of intel on where you are is a bad choice when you're playing against Odin, I'm not gonna lie. It looks like our teammates are starting to learn how to win. The Odin. It's the best strategy to win. Why spend all of that time learning how to counter-strafe and learning how to have perfect crosshair placement and even utility on enemies' agents, your agents, when you could just do this? It's easy, it's fun, and best of all, it pisses the enemies off. Just wait until later. Enemies get so incredibly angry when you use this gun, and that's the best part. It's a 2-for-1. You win, and it pisses your enemies off while you're winning. But wow, our teammate keeps this game alive, and we are in no business to win. Which we eventually go to OT and we win this game, of course, which is why I show none of it and just go to the next map. There's a very common misconception with this gun, and that is it's not good on entry. But that's wrong. It's actually great for entering onto a site that nobody is holding, so that you can now hold the corner, which basically gives you the defender's advantage. So my point about entering site isn't really valid, but that's okay because I still get the kills here, so that means I'm right, this gun is good, this game is shit, and Bush did 9/11. See, look, opening pick, it's great for entry. It's also fantastic on post plants. Again, it's basically a mounted turret. Just sit still and let them come to you. It's free kills and free rounds. There isn't really anything they can do. Random blinds wouldn't do shit since it's basically just aim labs and I'm the GOAT, so that's irrelevant. So what's left other than to just sacrifice yourself? It just makes the game a little bit faster for everyone. Alright, well, he does try to blind me, but unfortunately, it doesn't matter and we just shred right through him. Now what do you do if the choke point is smoked? Just walk through it. It's not like they're going to hold you or anything. No, really, they actually don't. Just walk through the smoke, and chances are they're not going to be holding it, since most players treat smokes like sage walls for some reason. Now all you do is just wait for them to swing you. Just remember, you don't need to bring the fight to them with the Odin, they bring the fight to you. As I've said before, using info agents like Sova is great for getting intel on where enemies are going to be that you're going to eventually spray the fuck out of. And the Odin's also great at entering, as I've said before. All you got to do is just ADS like you're playing COD, and eventually someone's going to swing you to kill. I don't really understand why no one was holding Heaven, but I'll hold it instead, and fuck! Look, I think you guys get it by now. Just hold left click. Eventually, someone's going to swing you, and when they do, they die. Basically immediately. The main drawback with this gun is something I like to call the snowball effect. When you start using a gun like this, or the operator, it tends to influence the enemies to do the same. So unfortunately, we run into an Omen holding us with an Odin. Now normally, I would say that I would beat him, but unfortunately, we actually get bested here and he winds up killing both of us. And that's the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but most of the time I win. Now this is where the fun begins. Once they start typing, you know you got them. I just want to let you know that by telling me to stop using it, it only makes me want to use it even more because I know it's pissing you off. Even Breach doesn't work against this type of playstyle, but if you do want to learn Breach, I just made a video on him. Even the enemies start trying to use it, but it's no match for someone of my skill level. Yeah, I'm sorry to tell you this, my guy, but I'm telling you, the more you tell me not to do something, the funnier I find it when I do it. And then they immediately start to resort to saying that I'm washed in ranked, when I've hit Immortal in basically every single episode since the game has come out. Nice. At this point, my main objective isn't even to get clips for the video that you are watching right now. It's just to piss off my enemies. If you close out of the game after this, I've succeeded. Honestly, you should be thanking me for doing you the service of convincing you to log off of this small indie game that can't seem to pull together one cohesive patch. Now, enemies still think they can use this power, but unfortunately for them, they have to use up an entire mag, which means it's time for me to descend from the heavens to swiftly remove these scoundrels from the game. Now I'm going to cover a very important aspect of this gun, and it's that even when you miss, it's not over, because the recoil is fairly easy to control, and you can just spray down any opposition that you may face. So once you start shooting, even if you're a little bit off, don't stop. Just keep shooting, and you'll find the kills once they keep swinging you. Now watch closely, because if you blink, you might miss it. This is the gameplay of a god, someone who has no fear and does what they want. Jump swing it up, spray down everything including the deadlock wall that might as well be a piece of paper. Now unfortunately for me, they actually have some good countermeasure after we commit 2 ults to this site, and that's of course the Breach ult. Now it doesn't really matter much as they use it much too early and give us way too much time to set back up for the fight. Another confusing part about this is that Deadlock still thinks that swinging me is a good idea once this cage goes down. What the fuck are you thinking? And where the fuck do you think you're going, Jet? While I might overcommit to this just a little bit, the damage has been done. I've secured 2 kills and 2 assists. There's nothing they can do but pray I'm not going to their site. Now, they make a choice here to come and fight me on their own, and while that is a respectable choice to make, it unfortunately does not change the outcome, as I'm just the better player. Or I'm just using this broken gun that nobody seems to be relying on for some reason. And just like that, the game is secured. Hopefully the enemies aren't too mean to me. I don't really fucking care, to be perfectly honest with you. It's kind of funny to me, but good game, I guess. Now you may think the Odin would struggle on a map like Breeze with longer fights and more open spaces, but that's where you're wrong. It's actually great on this map. Or I'm just really good and the gun just amplifies that. Plus the fact that the enemies tend to just swing anything that moves in unrated, that part definitely helps. But even so, just watch. As we push forward, there are 3 people on my screen. Somehow, I get all 3 people while getting blinded and still don't die until I get 4 players, only to be taken out by the last player left on site, who just doesn't swing for some reason. And I know I've mentioned this before, but this community, like, just...
40 on 5s.
I would put my entire life savings that that's a dude. Other agents like Omen can excel. Just because they don't have info abilities doesn't mean they aren't good with the Odin. It can still be used as an in-gauge weapon when used properly. His blinds as well as his smokes are great for setting up perfect scenarios for using this, and unfortunately, Deadlock's net actually winds up helping us since it forces us to crouch, which gives us better spray control. Basically, what I've been trying to tell you this whole time is only use the Odin. Your teammates and enemies will love you for it, trust me. Or maybe not.